Reasons for the desire to know God. What is the reason that makes a person think about immaterial matters and issues that he cannot touch, see, or access? Especially, why does he think about knowing God? Is there any real reason for thinking about it? If there really is it psychological? Is it related to the intellect rather than the heart? Or is it because of society that people think about it? Before investigating the reasons for contemplation at the beginning of the discussion, it is necessary to reduce a little information about these reasons. Psychological reason. Human nature is made in such a way that he naturally thinks about the existence of God without any education or training. He finds the identity of the Creator, an Almighty God, in the depth of his heart. In other words, man naturally feels the existence of God. His nature and his psychology guide him towards the Creator of the universe. What is the reason for the love that mothers feel for their children so much? Has anyone taught them to love this? Has anyone trained mothers to be maternal? It is clear there is no such thing. The basis of mother's love is nature. On this basis, man feels about his Creator. This nature is the reason that makes him seek the love for his Creator. Rational reason. That is, man's thought become a powerful and steadfast guide for him. Man's logic paves the way for him to apply his broad thinking to the search for the path of God. We know that man takes the help of reason and thought in various problems. When he think about any subject, he think from every angle. When a rational argument touches him, he analyzes that argument well, and then somewhere he is able to find a solution to the problem. This same mental ability of man causes him to consider God on the basis of arguments. In other words, man is always ready to discover the real cause of the existence of this strange world and its real cause through reasons, to get the recognition of the Creator of the universe and creatures in it. Social cause. That is the way of human society and collective life, is that the help of God is taken to solve the increasing problems day by day, and the way to recognize God is sought to take the help of God. Because after seeing the confusion of life, humans have understood that a correct lawmaker based on justice is needed to solve them. And he can be the Creator of this universe, who will never act impartially. The laws that man makes have not been able to establish justice in society properly. So, society itself causes him to recognize God. Research on the causes. If we research these causes, we will see that psychological and rational are the two main causes that attract man towards God and make him believe in the Lord of the world. Every man being sees in the depth of his heart and on the sensitive screens of his nature that his vast and immense universe and these countless and wonderful beings cannot be created without a creator and cannot remain without a maintainer. Similarly, man sees that himself is a part of this boundless universe and that he too has been created by the same powerful creator who created this universe. And at the same time, he naturally feels a strong connection between himself and his creator. A noteworthy point whose truth become clear to the people of the world today is that this feeling that arises, there is no difference between Eastern, Western, African, Asian, European, and other people. However, it must be admitted that sometimes false propaganda and various kind of doubt put dust on the mirror of the human nature. When these layers of dust are removed, human nature becomes clear and transparent again. From this mirror, light falls on the darkness, and man once again turns towards God. In this sense, the influence of psychology and nature in this issue is definite and undeniable. In the statement of rational reasons, it should also be said that when a person's raw intellect progress and mature, his thinking and understanding abilities also increase. Then he takes help from the power of his intellect and reaches the bottom of many things. And one of these things is that everything has some or the other cause. At this stage, without any hesitation, after a little reflection, a person understands that in this vast world, nothing affects anything else without a logical connection. Rather, this is some or the other connection and connection between those things that affects each other. We call such a connection cause and effects. For example, such and such a medicine cure such a disease, but every medicine cannot cure every disease. Fire boils water but cannot freeze it into ice because there is a connection of cause and effects between fire and boiling. Fire is the cause of boiling and boiling is the effect of fire. But there is no such connection between fire and freezing ice. Similarly, water quenches thirst. Water is the cause of quenching thirst, and the remover of thirst is the cure for water. Bread satisfies a hungry person. Bread is the cause, and being satisfied is the effect. The wind sways the branches of a tree. The wind is the cause, and the movement of branches are the effect. Similarly, such a connection is found in many things. These logical connections that affects things tell man that the relationship of cause and effect exists everywhere in this universe. Similarly, when a man starts contemplating himself, he realizes that his own existence must also have a cause. He was not born without any cause. He also realized that he is not his own cause because reasons guides that there was no man but the world and the being existed. Similarly, reason says that a time will come when man and human life will not exist but the universe and the world will remain. From this point of view, a reflective person understands that he did not come into existence on his own. The source of his existence is someone else. When a person thought flies further into the vast universe, he sees other people. He sees that there are also like him. They were not in this world before, they were born later, and one day they will also leave this world. Those people also did not come into existence on their own, but their existence is also borrowed. It is given by someone and will be taken back after a period of time. At one time, these humans are children. At another time, they reach the age of youth. There comes a period when they are middle aged. And finally, another time they become old and die. However, their temporary existence, which is granted as a loan, comes to an end. A thoughtful person thinks and realizes that animals like humans also benefit from a loan and a life given by someone. At a one time, animals also do not exist in this world. They come into existence later. Then after a period of time, they disappear, and sometimes their race completely disappears. The same is the truth of plants. They too do not come into being without a maker. In the spring season, their existence appears and they grow and gradually grow. They are green and lush and grow big. But as soon as autumn seasons arrive, the plants become depressed and withered, and by the next spring their existence ends or goes to sleep. The human mind is growing. He sees the infinite skies, the bright stars, and the countless celestial bodies floating in the sky. Here, he sees that nothing is outside this law. The stars also move, changes also occur in them. They also have an age. They are stars of young age, middle age, and long life. They too are sometimes destroyed, but time seems relatively long. In other words, it becomes clear to man that he himself and everything in this universe is subject to constant and continuous changes. The law of motion and change is governing this entire world. However, the movement and change of different things occur in different periods. Something get very little time to change, and in something changes appear in a very long time. The result is that when every person with thought and consciousness pays attention to the condition of the thing in the world, he undoubtedly finds the secret of cause and effect and connection between each other. By reflecting, a person becomes aware that this universe and everything in it is constantly changing, and this process is not stopping. Nothing in such a vast world has been created by itself and is not changing by itself. So he starts thinking that who is it who has temporarily clothed these temporary things with the garment of existence? This is the beginning of a crossroad. This has proven to be a crossroad for every human being in history. From here, some humans go one path and some humans go on another path. God worshippers. This group believes that apart from matters, there is a being who is superior and more powerful than everything. The name God has been suggested for him. He created all things. He has given everything a borrowed and temporary existence. Materialist. This group says that all things in the universe will be created automatically. They say that matter wants to complete itself. Under this law, things are enter the universe into existence. Therefore, apart from matter, there is no being called God who created these things. It is obvious that these two theories are contradictory to each other. It is now our responsibility to weigh these two perspectives in the scales of reasons and determine whether the position of God worshippers is more substantial or the words of the materialists hold more weight.